Yo, it's Prime Lux, and on this part 2 video of this vlog, I'm trying to get my Pathfinder started. I'm going to be installing the starter itself, which I do have right here already, waiting to be installed. Okay, so when I get this starter installed, I'm also going to go ahead and try to install or reinstall the drive shaft. Because when we actually removed it, when we picked up the vehicle, we took it off because we used a 2-wheel dolly and we lifted it up from the front. And so I didn't want to mess up the transmission itself. Being it's an automatic, and it's not good to run the automatic transmissions, when they're turned off like that, just in neutral. And so we went ahead and took off the drive shaft, and I wish I had video of us trying to get this truck home because it was so difficult. We ran into so many issues and we did some sketchy stuff just to get it home. Okay, so once I get the starter installed and then I rewire a few issues, which is going to be the fusible links that are located right off of the positive battery terminal, and then there's a wire that goes to the oil pressure switch that's completely missing the connector. That way it'll be connected and have good oil pressure. And so once I get all that installed and fix that wiring issues, hopefully, fingers crossed, that the Pathfinder will start. But I'll go ahead and give y'all the backstory as well on how I got this Pathfinder. So when I picked it up, it was a day before my birthday. It was October 4th. It was sold as a salvage vehicle, or salvage title vehicle, for fun and damage. Actually, I posted a photo on my Instagram. If you saw that photo, you'll see the dent. Looks like there was a pole that they ran into or something. And that's why it was actually taken to the auction. When I was reading all the information on it, it was listed as non-run and non-drive. So it was a little weird to me that, you know, the farmer's insurance totaled out the vehicle for a wreck and then put it under salvage title, even though the truck doesn't turn on. So I'm not really sure what happened. And let me go here. I'll show y'all the dent that it has. Closer look up. So it was actually at the salvage yard for this dent right here. It's not too much. Give y'all a close up. It was able to crack the grill. It got some of that oil cooler. The bumper actually took it pretty well. The fender's a little bent right here, not too bad though. But other than that, the frame itself, it didn't really reach the frame. It was, you know, something that looks like it was low speed. But yeah, that's why the truck was at the auction house. And let me show y'all the actual wire that I'm talking about for the oil pressure sensor. Oh yeah, and just real quick before I mention that, so if you want to get the starter out, and this is the way that I figured, you actually have to remove the idler arm from the suspension itself. That way you remove this and it'll allow all this to drop down, just like so. It'll drop down and then it'll give you the space to pull the starter out, which comes out this way. But yeah, just, you know, take that in mind. If anybody else is trying to do a starter in one of these, it definitely makes it easier to remove that. And here's this one wire that I'm talking about that goes to the oil pressure sensor. So it's just there, cut off already, and it actually goes right there. So let me go ahead and show you this battery fusible links as well, from what I was talking about there earlier. And so these right here are the actual fusible links that go from the battery positive terminal, go connected into here, and then they go to the harness. They give power to everywhere else on the vehicle. I'm gonna connect the battery from the Civic that I had. This is a new battery. And that way we can see maybe the starter, or maybe these fusible links are good, or this way it'll let us know that they are bad as well, and I can actually show y'all. I'm gonna check the continuity or the fusible links, and I'm also gonna see if they provide battery voltage. And as you can see, it's gonna give me the 12 volts. The battery's reading 12.43, currently what it's at. So I'm gonna connect this one to the positive terminal on this side, and we're checking voltage right now. So that one's reading 12.43, 12.41, 12.43, 12.43, 12.43, and 12.43. So let me just show y'all here continuity as well. So we'll put it to resistance or ohms. Okay, it'll beep once it's making continuity. If it's not making continuity, if it's shorted out in the middle, it won't beep. You hear it right there? You can go from here to the other ones. So this is a red one, and it goes to this top one right here. Okay, now we'll switch it to the other one. And let's check the other one by itself. So that's good. I'm not going to replace these because it's no reason, as they're testing out good. Okay, so let me go ahead and get this baby from the front here. So it's a little harder to because the auto transmission has obviously the cooler lines. So these cooler lines are bent a little bit forward. There we go. Let me show y'all here. So for the automatics, there is these two lines that run through here. That's for the oil transmission lines to cool it. And as you can see, it's kind of, this one's kind of hitting. And you got to get a screwdriver and pry it in. At least the first part, that way it'll clear through, and then you're able to push the starter all the way in there. And the solenoid is going to be pivoted right in that space right there. That way when you push it in, it'll go straight in. There's a starter right here, as you can see it. Still loose. So there's that one, and then there's the one right above, right up there. So that's the one. You can't actually take that bolt all the way out because it actually hits the exhaust here. But the good thing is, if you have a shallow socket and an extension, like 2-3 extensions and one that swivels, you'll be able to fit that socket on there and then get it from back here. So I'm gonna go ahead and tighten these babies down. And as you can see, this thing is dirty. And there's a draft shaft. You can kind of see the ratchet strap we used to hold it down. Sorry, the camera's kind of cracked right there, as you can see. But anyways, so I got the starter in. Let's get this oil pressure sensor wired back in, get the harness connected onto the starter back in. There's a wire. I'm gonna go ahead and strip it. I'm gonna go ahead and put this spade connector on there, and then we're gonna wrap it with just some black tape there, black electrical tape. I was supposed to give y'all this good angle, but I forgot. But nonetheless, and there it is. That bad boy's in. I was able to get the starter on there yesterday. I do got to go ahead and connect the rest of the suspension on here and then get the wheel back on. Quick update here, because I've been working on this thing obviously over the weekend up until today. Today's Tuesday, and I actually had it installed today, and we tried to crank it, and I thought about the wiring that I did on the starter itself, and I didn't really check the harness on where that one was good, and so I just assumed that it was going to be on the right side that the plug was for the connector. So there's a clip connector that you push in, and this goes on the left side. Okay, so the power or the signal that was coming in from the harness was on the right side. So these weren't even connected. Basically, it was sending signal to this wire that was going nowhere. This was backwards on the harness, and once we actually cranked it over with the key, the starter actually worked how it was supposed to. So now I'm gonna go ahead and connect it to the vehicle. I'm gonna go ahead and connect the drive shaft, and we're gonna start it and see if we can get this baby to actually crank over and start. Okay, so there's a ratchet strap. I'm about to take this off so I can get the the drive shaft on. So let me get these babies on, and hopefully I can get them tightened up there real good. So moments of truth here. Got it all connected up. Oh, you heard that? Oh, fuck, I wasn't even doing that. But it cranked a little. Let me go get my battery, actually my car, and I'm gonna jump it. Bang, 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 bang. Bang, razzle dazzle. Let's go in here and let's give this baby a crank. Okay, here we go. Oh my God, guys. It's on. It's on, guys. It is on. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. So there's a vacuum leak somewhere. You can hear it idling up and down. It does have an exhaust leak. You can see all the smoke coming out, and I'll show you here. There's one bolt right there that's broken. It has one on top right there. So it has an exhaust leak on this side. Okay, so the coil was outside just randomly, and I just found where it goes. I just took off the two bolts here, and it goes right down here where those two holes at. Yeah, this thing needs shocks. It was like crackling right now from turning from the suspension. I'll show you out where all the suspension parts it needs. There's a huge crack in the window there. Alright guys, so I really hope you enjoyed that video as much as I enjoyed making it. I'm really glad that my Pathfinder actually starts now. That means I can move on to the next thing. I can finally give it a tune-up. I can upgrade some suspension parts. And I can finally give it its first car wash, which I will be making a video on that as well. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And you know, give me a thumbs up if you like the video. You can give me a shout out on Instagram. You can give me a follow. I do have a page as well on Facebook. And all the information is going to be in the description below. Peace. Oi.